used to running. You know, when you run on a quarter-mile track or 3/8 mile track, you're running 65 to 70 mile an hour.
That's right.
And then on a 3/8 mile track, they're running 80, 85 miles an hour. On this place, they're running 120, 130 down the straightaways. They're absolutely flying.
This is our Daytona or Talladega.
There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it.
Like I said, you take a radar gun, and by the time they reach full speed into turn 3, you could clock about 130.
We have done it before.
Now the question is...
Well, Tyler Arrington went into the pits,
yes,
which means he'll have to go to the rear.
That's
when
right.
They get restarted.
And by the way, he was not part of the wreck. Tyler Arrington out of Honaker, Virginia, the car 002, was not part of the incident. Something went there, and they parked that car. Whatever's going on, they actually got a flashlight looking at the cockpit of the car. I got a couple of officials, or actually crew members, looking in on the cockpit of the car of Tyler Arrington.
They must have really stuck that bumper in that wall. I guess it's right between the two guardrails or something that's stuck in like that.
I wonder whose bumper it was. Was it Randy Kinder's, you think?
It must have been, because he was the only one I saw completely with his front end gone.
Cars involved in the big one. On lap 30 include Randy Kinder in the 00K, Teddy Tate in 99, Chris Chandler in car number 8, Hunter Stinnett in 5S, 54 of Brad Basie, or the 54 Jason Johnson, 52D of Brad Basie.
52D was already off.
Yep.
Yes, he went off the lap before. Probably good timing for him. But look, they've got the tractor backed up to that bumper trying to pull that thing out with the tractor. I mean, it is in there.
And, of course, safety is the number one concern for FASTRAK, for Wythe Raceway, for the drivers, as well as you, the race fans, at all times. And we can't try to continue the race with a bumper dangling. Can't do that.
No, I mean, we went to fire systems. I mean, these guys have got fire systems in their cars now, not fire extinguishers. They actually have either an automatic or a manual system. We suggested the automatic system. Hey, it looks like Tyler Arrington is going to be able to make it back out.
But again, he went to the pit, so he'll go to the tail.
That's correct, and the race director let him know before he pulled in.
And, you know, Stan, we were talking about attrition. Some cars could be done, some cars could not. Tim Saint continues in 79, ready to come back out when the red flag is rescinded. 54, Jason Johnson and Tyler Arrington again back out in the 002 in just a moment. Those three cars will enter back to the speedway once we go back to yellow flag conditions.
Did we have any lap cars? We did earlier in the race, but we hadn't since. 79 got lap.
Nathan Rogers, yes, this is the same Dylan Brown that runs at Cherokee Speedway and other racetracks. Okay, he also competes in FASTRAK.
So yes, the 79 car of Saint did go a lap down at one point.
Saint.
But on a caution, he got lucky dog, so he gets his lap back, so everybody's still on the lead lap.
Lucky dog. And, of course, Tim Saint is the son of Mark Saint. Mark Saint ran for many, many years in FASTRAK.
That's correct. Always good to see them around. Glad to see his son stepping in.
Yes.
We see a lot of that. You know, we were talking earlier in the drivers' meeting today.
Very heartfelt.
The very best super late model drivers in the United States or the world now, and one of those being Jonathan Davenport, cut his teeth right here with Raceway, with FASTRAK. And Chris Ferguson and Rambo and Shannon Buckingham. Everybody remembers Shannon.
Daytona 500 winner this year, Austin Dillon, Ty Dillon.
Well, and
John King, who won the truck race at Daytona a few years ago, ran FASTRAK.
And ran right here with Raceway.
Wasn't there an IndyCar racer, a driver that ran Indy cars, or the Indy 500, also a FASTRAK racer before?
There was, and you know what, I can't remember his name. It was a long time ago. But we had Tyler Bear. He ran third in the Lucas race. They said right. He was all over Scott Bloomquist just, at Hagerstown a month ago or so. And then he won the $20,000 to win USA 100.
The USA 100.
In the supercar.
And only a ZAFE Super Late Model start.
And now we've got Clay Knight running Super Late Models. Benji Hicks is running Super Late Models a lot now.
Matthew Nance is also getting into the super late model world.
There he is. We saw a big graduating class last year. Well, I told Jonathan Davenport, I said, JD, I'm really glad you're running supers, and thank you for running FASTRAK. I said, but you have killed my car count, son.
And that's why we use the hashtag FASTRAK Builds Champions. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause to the Wythe Raceway safety crew. They got the bumper out of the retaining wall.
What a good job. What a good job. I can't even imagine how badly that was stuck to need a truck and a tractor.
Yes.
Now, that's a piece of pipe stuck in a guardrail.
And amongst all this 20-minute delay of red flag from the big one, we still have to nestle back in and settle up the butterflies and get ready to continue this race because we got 20 laps to go. Red flag has been rescinded. We are back under yellow flag conditions. And this race will go back to commencement here in a moment. 30 laps in, 20 to the finish. Dylan Brown, Matthew Nance, Brandon Umberger, Kenny Peoples Jr. How about Carson Ferguson, Stan? I wanted to throw this out there. Carson Ferguson has ran pro late model races at other tracks, at other venues. His first ever fast track start tonight.
The leader has stopped on the front straightaway.
Wow.
What's going on here?
Something going on with Dylan Brown in car 6. I believe he...
Our guys at our official. Where's everybody at? Are they at the trailer?
I believe he has lost power to the number 6 machine.
Get that man up. If he ain't official. Guy in the blue needs to be off the racetrack.
We will talk to the top 3 finishers when this race concludes.
No.
You cannot pull sheet metal in the fast track under caution. That is a rule in the rule book, unless it is a dangerous situation. So is again
Guys.
problems again for Dylan Brown in car 6. We go under caution. Waiting on car number 6 of Dylan Brown. He got fired back up. He will continue. Now, race fans, because he did not go to the pit area, Stan Lester, he will get his spot back. The car number 6 of Dylan Brown gets his spot back. Might have lost power to the car, but when they pushed him, fired him back up, he goes back to his spot. Tyler Arrington on the back straightaway. He's at the tail. Remember, as we said, race fans, he pitted during the red flag, so he gave up his position on the racetrack.
The 5 car was in the wreck. Yes, and he also went to the pits. Right?
Stennett in 5 car. We'll get ready for the restart here. Let's give you a rundown. Dylan Brown leads. Matthew Nance is second. Third is Brandon Umberger, followed by Kenny Peoples Jr., Carson Ferguson, Brett Ham, Benji Hicks, Corey Allman, Jacob Brown, Matt Glandon, Terry Krager, Tim Bird, Bobby Mays, Jason Johnson, Tyler Arrington, Keith Stennett, or Hunter Stennett, and Tim Saint. There's your rundown, Stan, as we'll get ready to come back for the restart next time by. 1 to go at the line. 20 laps remain.
So we got 17 cars out there, so ended up that even with the cars that have had to drop out, whatever the case may be, even after that dance on the back straightaway, we've only lost 5 cars, so that didn't end up pretty good. Maybe they're having to get the bumper out, give them a little extra time.
And we're ready for the restart. Remember, race fans, double file restarts, under 10 laps to go. If we go to 9 laps remaining, then we go single file.
And the 6th car starts the race. Anywhere between 3 and 4, 6th car must fire first.
At the VP Race Fuels making PowerPoint, but look at Matthew Nance as they roar to the front straightaway, trying to hang with Dylan Brown, but Brown will take the outside lane. He'll roar back to the bottom. It's Nance on the bottom. Here comes Umberger. Umberger's there. So is Carson Ferguson. I am so impressed with this kid's first debut at Fast Track tonight.
This tire thing's fixing to take place right here. With the 12 Umberger and the 4
shifting,
Nance.
so you're going to see it happen on the chopping block. in the 1 and 2 Umberger's car. So it's certain he probably got a 200, as you're saying.
He's going high to get that momentum. That would be my guess.
And you're a former driver yourself. Not in these cars, but...
I am indeed.
Yes. Back to 1 and 2.
Matter of fact, raced last year.
He did. Raced a truck, didn't you, at Toccoa? Off of turn 4. Dylan Brown, Matthew Nance, Brandon Umberger. The top 3. Great racing continues around the track. 17 to go now. As the field continues to make their way down the back stretch.
And I'm telling you, we're going to see this thing change. Here comes Carson Ferguson inside the 12 car, Brandon Umberger.
34 laps are on the board. 16 to go now, coming into the home stretch.
Umberger
gets by Ferguson. He did.
He's staying on the high side. Yeah, Carson's still trying to get by him. Umberger seems to be pushing a little bit in the middle of the corner.
Cars up the racetrack, 3 wide. In the middle is Tim Bird. On the inside, Krager in the machine of Bobby Mays. Go, Stan.
Woo! Kenny Peoples crossover move on the 75 of Brett Ham.
Well, earlier tonight we had Ham and Hicks battle that way. Now you're going to put Kenny Peoples Jr. in the mix.
And the 75 car of Ham is pushing up the racetrack in turn 4. 22 is back under him at Kenny Peoples Jr.
Peoples Jr. to the inside. Up the racetrack goes Brett Ham. Brett looks like he got on the brakes a little bit.
He pushed a little bit again.
Yes, he did.
Pushed off.
I just want to throw something out there for our folks on the Audiocast.
3 wide back there now.
Yes.
With 55, 22, and the 75 car.
I just want to throw something out there to the folks in the Audiocast stand that can't be here, but we wish you were. Those cars are at such max speed, exiting off of turn 2, going into turn 1. There are trees. You can see the trees.
Absolutely. This blowing
swaying.
The trees. Absolutely blowing the trees. I mean, they are flying.
As
and
many
these late
years.
models move a lot in air.
As many years that I've announced it with Raceway, back here after 3 years tonight, I never noticed that observation until this moment. And it's amazing.
Now, I don't know if Matthew Nance's hard tire did not take back off, if it's sealed over, or what the case may have been.
Ladies and gentlemen, they'll exit off of turn 4. Dylan Brown leads them this time by. They'll come to the flag stand to Don Widener. The veteran flagman with Raceway shows them 10 laps to go. 10 laps remain. 4/5 of the way through. Stan, he won a $2,000 payday at Screven. This could be the biggest win of his career paying-wise. The $3,000 to win in RV furniture, $3,000.
And Dylan's been good everywhere he's been this year. I mean, they finally found that sweet spot where he's comfortable driving.
He was on the pole at the Great American Crate Race, got a top 5 finish at Tyler County back on July 7th.
Absolutely, doing a heck of a job all year long, regardless of where he races.
Kind of reminds me a lot of Matt Long, too, in the 55 car. He's had a pretty good stellar year.
He's had a great year. Matt finally got to win the VMS, which he would
the USA
really
100.
want to do.
Same night, Tyler Bear won the USA 100. Troublesome contact out of 4. Arrington gets into Tim Bird. Bird shoots up the racetrack. Krager plays defensive mode and misses those 2 cars.
Now,
as we go to the line and one.
Almost from the rear, remember?
That's right.
And he's moving.
Umberger.
He's looking for a place to go down the back straightaway.
Umberger and Matthew Nance battle for second. That continues on. Trouble, turn number 4. 1 car up the wall. It's Matt Glandon in 0-1. Glandon stalls the car, and the caution will come out with 7 laps to go.
This will be a single file
restart.
Anything from 9 and under is a single file restart.
We had the situation last night in the Buckeye Late Model Dirt Week Super event for the MOV and BOB where we had a caution fall on lap number 30 at Mola Raceway Park. The reason being we went back to the double file restart. Now, if we go past lap 30, 31, or 40, 41, we're on 43, then it is single file for the finish. And that's good for guys like Dylan Brown.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you know, guys get to jockeying around pretty hard those last 10 laps. And when, I mean, they're fighting as hard as they can every lap. But those last 10 laps, a lot of things happen. And that's when we want to make sure we're double file. We don't have to put up with people jumping. Nobody has to worry about that kind of thing. And it just makes the race better. It lets the race finish. You know, I have seen before we started at Wesley where the last 10 laps take an hour.
Yes.